Hello students, today we start the new unit or new chapter, that is communication skills, which is the first unit of employability skills. So let's start. Communication. Communication means the exchange of ideas and information through speech, writing, gestures, thoughts, words, sounds, symbols, or by some other means. Communication is an essential human activity. In our daily life, we need to communicate with others for one purpose or the other. So let's take an example of a communication. For example, a teacher communicates with his students to share their knowledge and information, and an author communicates his ideas, views, and experience by writing a book for readers. Importance of communication. Our ability to communicate clearly and to share thoughts, feelings, and ideas will help us to make new relationships. Communication skills require three things. First one is inform, second is influence, and last one is express feelings. Inform, you may be required to give facts or information to someone. Means you have to give proper information while talking to someone. For example, communicating about the schedule of an examination to a friend. Next one is influence. You may be required to influence or change someone in an indirect but usually important way. Means while talking to someone, you are influencing someone but for an important way. For example, you go to the market to purchase a particular thing, then you will start negotiating with a shopkeeper to reduce the price of a particular article. Next one is express feelings. Talking about your feelings is a healthy way to express them. Means while talking to someone, you have to express your feelings also. For example, sharing your excitement about doing well in your IIT exams or any other competitive exams. Next is elements of communication. As we all know, communication is a two-way process. In communication, we always do giving and receiving. Speaking and writing are the examples of giving an information. Reading and listening are the examples of receiving an information. Perspectives in communication. Perspectives are ideas, views, or a fixed way of thinking. These sometimes affect our communications. For example, if we have a fixed idea that our father is strict even when they are being friendly, then we may think they are scolding us even they are polite. In the same way, others may also have a fixed ideas about us. Now, the factors affecting perspectives in communication. First one is the language. In case of incorrect words, unfamiliar language, and the lack of detail, language can act as a barrier to communicate what one wishes to convey. For example, if a person know the Indian language or the Hindi language and he wants to communicate with a person who knows the Chinese language, then there is a communication barrier with the language. Next is the visual perception. Visual perception is the brain's ability to make sense of what we see through our eyes. Means when you see some picture, either it is complete or incomplete, according to that your brains make some visual perception, and every person has different perception at that moment. Next is the past experience. Letting our experience stop us from understanding or communicating clearly. Means sometimes our past experience help us to learn things. For example, if a shopkeeper cheated with you sometimes, then you will be aware for the next time. Next is the prejudice. Fixed ideas such as thinking no one in my class likes me may stop a student from communicating openly in the class. Means when someone makes a prejudge about a particular thing, then he is not able to communicate with others because he prejudge all the things, either it is good or bad, without identifying him clearly. Next perspective is feelings. Our feelings and emotions, such as lack of interest or not trusting the other person, affect our communication. For example, if we are not feeling well, then we don't want to communicate, or we can say we don't want to talk to the person. Next is the environment. Noise or disturbance in the surroundings may take communication difficult. For example, while talking to a friend in a function, there is a lot of loud music being played by the orchestra. Then again there is a disturbance. Next is the personal factors. Personal factors may include your own feelings, habits and ways of thinking. For example, your fear or the low confidence may make you the communication difficult. Next and the last is the culture. Signs which have a different meaning in different cultures, such as showing a thumb, may mean good job done for the same people, but it may be insulting to others. Next is effective communication. Effective communication can be happen if we follow the basic principles of communication skills. And these principles can be abbreviated as 7 C's, that is clear, concise, concrete, correct, coherent, complete and courteous. So let's start from the first, that is clear. Be clear about what you want to say. Means during the communication you have to give proper facts or information to the audience. Next is concise. Use simple words and say only what is needed. Means use simple words which can be easily understandable by the audience. Next is concrete. Use exact words and phrases. Means use exact words or the proper words which can easily convey your message to the audience. Next is correct. Use correct spelling, language and grammar. Means you have to be very careful that your content not contain any type of spelling, language and grammatical errors. Next one is coherent. Your words should make sense and should be related to the main topic. Means your word should be used according to the topic which you are going to present in front of the audience. Next one is complete. Your message should have all the needed information. It means your message contains all the necessary information. And the last one is courteous. Be respectful, friendly and honest. Means during the communication you have to show respect and friendly nature in front of the audience. Next is types of communication. Generally, there are three types of communications. First one is called verbal communication. Second is called non-verbal communication. And last one is called the visual communication. As you can see in a graphical form, the verbal communication again categorized in two forms. First one is called oral and second one is called the written. Now start from the first type of communication, that is the verbal communication. Verbal communication is a type of communication where we pass our information or knowledge through speaking or writing. The verbal communication is further categorized in two categories. First one is called oral or spoken communication and the second one is called the written communication. Let's start from the first category of verbal communication, that is oral or spoken communication. When a message or information is passed to others by speaking or by through the word of mouth, it is called the oral communication. When we use the oral communication, we get the immediate feedback from the listeners or the receivers. For examples, when we do the face-to-face conversation, we get the immediate feedback, or while talking to someone on a phone we get the immediate feedback, or During the classroom session, we get the immediate feedback from the students. Next is the written communication. When the message or information is passed to others in the written form, it is called the written communication. Written communication is the most effective way when we want to convey the same message to the large group of people. For example, writing letters, by providing notes, sending emails, sending SMS, writing book and newspapers, etc. Advantages of verbal communication. So the first one is verbal communication is easy and quick. In comparison of others type of communication, it is very easy and fast. Next is you can say what you want and get a quick response. In the verbal communication, you will get the quick feedback from the listener. Next is it is an easier form of communication when you have to exchange ideas. Means when you want to convey your message, then it is the easiest form of communication. And the last one is you keep changing your communication as per the person's reply. Means you can change the way of communication according to the person's reply. Next is disadvantages of verbal communication. The most common disadvantage of verbal communication is the cultural difference between the sender and the receiver of the information. And these differences may be due to the use of different languages, inability to understand the idiomatic phrases used by the other individual and the assent. Next one is verbal communication depends on words. Sometimes the meaning become confusing and different to understand if the right words are not used. Means if we not use the proper words during the communication, then it might be confusing to understand. Now the next type of communication is non-verbal communication. In non-verbal communication, we pass the message to others without using any words. In this type of communication, we send signals and messages to others by using expressions, gestures and body postures. As you can see the pictures as an examples, this is an example of expressions, this is an example of gestures and this is an example of body postures. Now the importance of non-verbal communication. In our day-to-day life, we use different communication methods like we use our body movements to convey our message and different voices to convey our message to someone. Now the next is types of non-verbal communication. Using the right gestures while speaking, it makes our message more effective. The non-verbal communication helps us to understand our audience reactions during the communication and it helps us to adjust our behavior according to that. Now the different types of non-verbal communications are, first one is the hand movements as you can see in the picture. Next is the expressions. Next is the facial expressions. Next is the body posture. Fifth one is the gestures or the body language. Sixth is the touch. Next is the space. Next is the eye contact. And the last one is the para language. Now the last type of communication is visual communication. Visual communication is another important type of communication. In this type of communication, we send and understand the information or message through pictorial or visual representation, or you can say through images and pictures. The main advantage of this type of communication is that we do not need to know any particular language to understand the message. Now, here you can see the different symbols or the different pictures which convey the different messages. First one is traffic symbol which communicates not to blow horn. Next is the traffic light signal in which the red light, yellow light and the green light convey the different messages. Next is the sign for ladies and gents washroom. And the last one is sign or the symbol showing railway crossing. Thank you.